AGM, the 45th Reliance AGM, has not soothed nerves for investors today.
Yes, I agree. I think market was hoping that some value unlocking related announcement might come. Like market was expecting when Reliance Retail IPO or Reliance Jio Platforms timeline for their IPO will be announced. So, but no such development came, and the AGM was regarding more air fiber launch on 19th September or similar, products launches, which are very small in nature at a given point of time. So, whatever the hype was there or expectation was there, those are not met, and this is the reason we have seen some correction in the stock while closing. But going forward, also, I think this stock will continue to remain under pressure because there is no as such triggers in Reliance other than this value unlocking exercise. So whenever this development will take place, then only you will see some movement. Otherwise, slightly it's below expectation, or there was nothing new as such what the street wanted to listen.
Okay. We will, of course, dwell deeper on what came out of that AGM, but let's also quickly look at Reliance stock's performance. How has the Reliance stock done? What sort of value has it unlocked so far for investors?
Shweta, since the last 2 years, Reliance has been trading in a range. It has been more or less range bound between 2,250 and 2,800 at higher levels. Now, in today's session, it was down about 1.27%. In the last 1 month, Shweta, it's down about 2.48%. Year to date, 3.2%, and in 1 year, in the last 12 months, from August 28, 2022 to August 28, 23, which is today, it's down about 6%. So the stock has been under pressure, and at every rally, it seems that the investors are looking to book profits.
All right, investors looking to book profits, the stock down by as much as 5.84%. We want to discuss this in greater details. Ashish, please continue to be with us. But remember, Reliance Industries' 45th annual general meeting, the AGM, much anticipated, ended just about 5 minutes ago. RIL chairman Mukesh Ambani addressed the shareholders on the conglomerate's performance, its future plans. Among few significant announcements were with regard to Jio Air Fiber, which will be launched in India on 19th of September on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. Also, the children of Mukesh Ambani, Isha, Anant and Akash Ambani, are now inducted in the board of directors for Reliance Industries, while Neeta Ambani has stepped down. Let's quickly discuss some of the major takeaways from the RIL AGM at this point in time. Krishnakumar is here with us. Ashish continues to be with us. Ashish, before I come to you, Krishna, take us through some major key takeaways, major announcements that came out from that. We saw a simulcast, in fact, on all social media platforms of Reliance. What were your big takeaways?
Right. Mukesh Ambani essentially began the 46th annual general meeting or AGM of Reliance Industries by talking about something called as, which he described as New Reliance. New Reliance, he says, is going to be a technology-driven company. He's saying that Reliance from now on is going to be driven by technology. It's a new age tech company. So he essentially said that New Reliance is a new age tech company, and that it's going to be producing, deploying and democratizing technology. That was the opening, sort of set the tone for the AGM speech with those opening remarks, even as he spoke about the emergence of the new India as well, and how much Reliance is contributing to this new India in terms of, he listed out how the contribution made by Reliance Group in terms of money made by Reliance Group to the national exchequer to the tune of 1,70,000 crore rupees, and he talks about 2.5 lakh jobs being generated by Reliance. So those are the big picture points with which Mukesh Ambani began his 46th AGM. From there on, he did spend quite a bit of time, Shweta, on a couple of things. One was obviously Reliance Jio, the telecom business. Investors, Suyash, everybody have been hoping for some updates on when will Reliance Jio be listed. Unfortunately, no updates on that front, but a ton of other updates on Reliance Jio and what it's doing. Then Reliance Retail, again, another topic of interest for investors in the market. What are the progression plans of Reliance Retail's IPO is one thing that everybody was watching out for. Again, no details given on Reliance Retail's IPO. But then he spoke quite a bit about that. And then, of course, the big headline coming out of it in terms of the changes in the board, Neeta Ambani stepping down from the board of Reliance Industries, and essentially because it said that she needs to concentrate full-time as a chairperson of Reliance Foundation and expand the work of Reliance Foundation. For that, she needs to take time out. So that, hence, she's out of the board of Reliance Industries. And of course, the children taking over. As far as Jio specifically is concerned, you spoke about the launch of the Jio Air Fiber on the 19th of September, which is Ganesh Chaturthi. Mukesh Ambani gave out the overall customer subscriber base for Reliance Jio, 450 million plus subscribers. Reliance Jio has crossed 1.5 million kilometers of optical fiber has been put. Jio Fiber alone has 10 million subscribers. This is apart from Reliance Jio. 5G services, Mukesh Ambani says, already covers 98% of the pin codes in India, or 94% of towns and cities will be covered 100% by the end of December. These are the updates on Reliance Jio. Reliance Retail, the big announcement everybody is looking for. Qatar Investment Authority is investing $1 billion in Reliance Retail for a 1% stake, which will value Reliance Retail at 8.28 lakh crore rupees, putting it amongst the top 10 global retailers. So these were big updates. There's also, of course, Mukesh Ambani focusing on artificial intelligence and saying that they will be developing India-specific artificial intelligence products and services with Jio platforms. And of course, Mukesh Ambani also, it's Reliance Industries after all, talking about the fact that Reliance is well on its way to producing 30% of India's oil and gas needs. So that is another statement coming in from Mukesh Ambani. Apart from the fact that one more update, Shweta, if I can, Jio Financial Services, big talk of Jio Financial Services. Mukesh Ambani confirming that Jio Financial Services will be entering the insurance sector in India, will be providing smart and simple insurance products, life insurance, general insurance and health insurance. And of course, again, using technology to democratize financial services in the country. That's another thing that JFS is, Jio Financial Services is looking forward to do. So this, in a nutshell, is what Mukesh Ambani's 46th Reliance AGM speech was all about, Shweta.
All right, Krishna, let's quickly go through some of these major announcements, one after the other. Let's stick to Jio Financial Services because there was lack of clarity there. Ashish, it appears that there's more clarity now. We know that they are going to enter insurance space. We know that they will also have their own AUM. We know that there's some clarity as far as what business Jio Financial Services will be operating in. Is that enough or more clarity needed?
No, I think this was known earlier also. This is not something which they are revealing today, that they will venture into insurance business or AMC business, etc. They were all in pipeline and everybody was knowing about this. So nothing new, if you ask me, and this is the reason we saw that price of Jio Financial started falling when such developments came, because there's something new which market got out of their Jio Financial plan.
Okay, nothing new. Is that the reason why perhaps the stock ended in the red today?
That's what I'm saying. Because this insurance foray or AMC business or lending, this is the core activities which this company is supposed to do, and they said we are in process of tying up with a global player, etc. also. So I think all these activities will take time. The insurance business, which cannot be developed in 1 month or 1 year, will take 5 years, 7 years time frame. So this is the reason some correction was there in stock today.
All right, and as far as Reliance Retail is concerned, Ashish, you did mention that we were, the hopes were that perhaps there's going to be a big demerger, but some very interesting takeaways. I'm going to quickly read them. For Reliance Retail specifically, revenues up 30%, 100 crore total transactions made, 78 crore plus footfall so far, 25 crore customer base, e-commerce revenue as much as 50,000 crores. All of that, of course, augurs well for the Reliance Retail business. But what was the expectations as far as, demerger sort of entity is concerned, whether Reliance Retail will be demerged, whether there's going to be value creation? That hasn't happened so far. But, Reliance Retail there seems to be very, very promising at this point, with all the numbers that is coming out. As Krishna pointed out, one of the 10 most perhaps valuable retail commerce companies in the world.
And if I may, I'm guessing after all that information, the only information that wasn't given was what is the roadmap for the IPO to hit the market eventually?
Yes, I agree. And whatever the data that you have shared, there's a reason QIA has put in $1 billion to get 1% equity of this company. So everything is valuable. Growth is quite robust. But the only thing is when the IPO will come, this is the $1 million question which remain unaddressed. And this is the reason market is slightly nervous at the end of AGM, like there's no roadmap for that still given. But I think in previous discussions, they have already said in 12 to 15 months time, gradually things will take shape. But as this QIA investment came recently, so market was hoping maybe this announcement's around the corner. But I think it will take some time and they'll raise money even at higher valuation.
Okay, let's move away from financial services to telecom, which is where I think Jio continues to be very, very promising, Krishna. And the numbers are quite stunning at that. Current customer base of 450 million plus subscribers, already one of the most dominant player in the market at this point in time, decimating the competition.
Absolutely. In fact, they gave out some numbers about their growth, being 45% a year on year, and that beating the entire competition. So you're right in saying the fact that they're just decimating competition in that sense. Jio Fiber, a niche product like Jio Fiber itself already has 10 million subscribers. And as you gave the headline right at the beginning, they're not content with Jio Fiber, they want to go for Jio Air Fiber, which is going to be launched on 19th of September. All in all, pointing to an extremely confident way forward for their telecom business per se. And they're giving out all kind of statistics like, their optical fiber network covers 1.5 million kilometers across India. So they're clearly expanding their reach. 5G, to be really specific. Mukesh Ambani also talking about the importance of 5G and how 5G will revolutionize India's economy. They're very clear about the kind of 5G reach they want to reach. They want to take 5G and bring it across all parts of India. And in fact, they want to make this a 2G Mukt Bharat, which means that there is not going to be 2G anymore. There's going to be minimum 3G, for which they also spoke about the Jio Bharat phone. Essentially, they were looking at 4 frontiers to drive the telecom business. One is the consumer segment, the other is the business segment, and then of course the platforms. They want to take the Jio platforms and expand them globally. These are some of the frontiers. The final frontier for growth for Jio's Reliance's telecom business, which is Jio, which Mukesh Ambani talked about, is artificial intelligence. Okay. And in fact, he made a mission statement saying that AI for everyone, AI everywhere. So, Reliance wants to drive the artificial revolution in India, Shweta, to be precise.
And we don't know what sort of foray Reliance has made into AI
they've made quite a few. They've given out details on the kind of investments that they've made so far. The work is in progress. It's just a matter of when they're planning to develop platforms which are in domains which are artificial intelligence domains, and artificial intelligence platforms, goes without saying, that are India specific, that solves India specific problems. The Mukesh Ambani's statement was that they're in the process of developing these solutions and AI driven solutions and AI platforms for solutions and AI products for solutions. So they're very much into it. They've already invested tons of money into it already. So it's just a matter of time before we see Reliance AI take off.
All right, and before we move on, I think a final word for Ashish at this point. Ashish, what is your take and view on the Reliance stock and the Reliance group at large? What are your key expectations? What is your perhaps take on the stock specifically at this point in time for both Jio and Reliance?
As fundamentals are concerned, if you want to take the poll of analysts, which is available out of maybe 34, 35 analysts are actively covering, almost 70% analyst reports are buy on Reliance. So even I don't want to be in contradiction to that, because fundamentally the kind of size that Reliance enjoys in whatever the business is huge, and whatever the opportunities these businesses post unlocking will offer is also quite immense. Even if we were talking about the telecom, they are having almost 52% market share now in telecom market. Every second phone is now Jio phone, and whatever they achieved in last 4 to 5 years time. So whatever they are doing is commendable and sizable. So, but only thing is what market wanted to listen particularly in this AGM was the value unlocking. But nevertheless, a company is fundamentally sound. They're all the businesses are firing with all the cylinders, and they are doing all right things. So I'm bullish as far as Reliance is concerned. Maybe my next 1 year target for the stock will be around 3,000 rupees.
All right, Ashish, there, of course, bullish as far as stock performance is concerned. Stock investors perhaps not taking too kindly at this point in time with, announcements that have come in by the way of 46th AGM. They were hoping for more radical announcements, Krishna, but that hasn't really happened. But before I let you go and let Ashish go, what stood out for you in this AGM?
One was clearly there's a transition that is happening at the topmost echelons of Reliance Industries. You're seeing the next generation take charge,
taking over,
and they all have individual responsibilities. One takes care of Jio, which is their telecom business. The other takes care of Reliance Retail, high-value businesses that are expected to drive Reliance Group's growth going forward. While the big man stays on top, taking care of the oil and gas business, essentially. That's one thing that really stood out for me. And the other is the fact that look at this essentially oil and gas company now talking all consumer business,
everything,
all consumer businesses from telecom to
retail to telecom, every business
and the biggest of all, India is known for creating technology giants, but India's biggest giant, the giant of all companies in India, is calling itself a new age tech company, which to me was the most radical announcement that I heard in the 46th AGM of RIL, Shweta.
All right, Ashish Maheshwari, Krishnakumar, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this afternoon for your insights on that very crucial story.